Hello, good day, everyone. Thank you for joining our webinar entitled ODENNA, Growing Nursing Leadership from Africa to Latam. I am Pilar Milan, Head of Digital Communications and Sponsorship at ICN. I will be your moderator today. Before we begin, just some housekeeping rules as you have seen on the slides. We have activated the chat button and the Q&A button. You will see both of these on the bottom of your toolbar on the screen. The chat is for any general messages you may want to send the group, and on the organizer side, we will use it to attach links to web pages or forms. The Q&A is where we recommend you to add your questions. We will not respond to any questions on the chat. Please be mindful of this. We will only consider questions that are not anonymous, so make sure that you are logged in with your name and last name. These questions will be answered during the webinar, if we can, to the extent that we can. And if we are unable to, you will receive the answers afterwards on the web page provided. Otherwise, below on the toolbar, you will also see the globe icon, which is for interpretation. This webinar will be interpreted in French and in Spanish. We will be recording the webinar, and it will be available on the website in a few days. So we ask for your patience. To start off now, here is a short video to introduce you to ODENNA. Enjoy.
When a nursing association becomes stronger, strategic, confident, and connected, the ripple effect is real. Systems shift, nurses advance. ODENNA, the Organizational Development of National Nursing Associations, was created by ICN to do just that, strengthen both associations and the people leading them. Built on 3 pillars, identify, equip, and grow, ODENNA helps NNAs assess their capacity, gain leadership tools, and turn ideas into action. In just over 2 years, 23 African nursing associations, along with 11 mentor nursing associations across English and French-speaking regions, have stepped up to lead lasting change. These NNAs are shaping policy, strengthening governance, and growing visibility, all grounded in real-world application. A key to this success is the National Association Mentorship Initiative, linking ODENNA teams with seasoned NNAs for hands-on, peer-led support. These partnerships help mentees apply learning faster, avoid roadblocks, and build tailored strategies with confidence. Now part of the ICN Leadership Center, ODENNA will reach more regions, support more languages, and equip even more associations to lead with purpose. Because when strong organizations are guided by skilled leaders, nurses move forward, and so does healthcare. ODENNA, powered by ICN, elevated through the Leadership Center.
Thank you, Pilar, and a warm welcome to everyone joining us today. I'm Jody Temple-White, and I serve as the Head of Leadership and Organizational Development Programs at the International Council of Nurses, as well as the ODENNA Program Lead. It's been an honor to work with the ODENNA Africa teams over the past several years. It's been inspiring to see so many familiar faces on the registration list, familiar names on the registration list for today, from the participants, association leaders, and colleagues. We are here to celebrate your success, your leadership, and the impact you are making across your countries. I also want to acknowledge 2 individuals whose guidance has been pivotal throughout this practicum, Edna Talam and Philemon Nagomu. Your support has strengthened every team in this cohort. Thank you both for your partnership and commitment. For those of you who may be newer to the program or who may not be familiar with ODENNA, ODENNA stands for the Organizational Development of National Nursing Associations. It's designed to strengthen organizational capacity, build leadership skills within national nursing associations, and equip teams with the tools they need to design and successfully implement association-led projects that improve nursing and healthcare outcomes. Today, you will hear about the achievements of the ODENNA Africa associations. You will learn about the early impact of their projects, hear directly from one of the teams, and learn about the essential role played by our NAMI mentors. You will also hear reflections from our sponsors, whose partners have been central in making this work possible. And as we look back, we will also look forward. We will share information about the next phase of ODENNA as we prepare to bring this model into its next region. You will hear an initial overview today as we provide ways for you to stay informed about future announcements and opportunities to engage. We'll also share more about the ICN Leadership Center, which was announced at Congress in Helsinki, and it houses the major leadership initiatives, including ODENNA and several of our other programs. The center connects closely with ICN's broader professional resources, and together these elements will support a coordinated, connected approach to strengthening nursing leadership worldwide, and will support nurses and associations at every stage of their development. So to begin our program, it's my pleasure to introduce and to welcome ICN's Chief Executive Officer, Howard Catton. Howard, over to you.
Jody, thank you so much. There's my video. Bonjour, buona dea, welcome, good afternoon. It's a pleasure to have you all with us to hear a little bit more about what I believe is the most exciting project in my time that ICN has created for our national nursing associations. And I want to tell you just a little bit about the birth of ODENNA and what our vision was, what we were setting out to try and achieve. Many of you will know that ICN is known for two particular leadership programs, for GNLI, the Global Nursing Leadership Institute, and the Leadership for Change program as well. Flagship leadership development programs, thousands of individuals who've gone through over the years. One of the great pleasures I have when I am speaking to groups of nurses and visiting is colleagues who'll put their hand up and say, I'm an alumni of Leadership for Change or of GNLI. Our global chief nurse is a GNLI alumni. But these are focused, as I say, programs on individuals. And when I think about ICN, as you know, the heartbeat of ICN, the membership of ICN are national nursing associations. I spent much of my early career growing up within national nursing associations and know just how important and central they are to the support of nurses, but also the development of the nursing profession. Last year, we celebrated 125 years of ICN. We had a wonderful celebration in Bucharest in Romania. You're going to hear from Roxana a little bit later. But there's one sad truth I need to state. And that is that whilst ICN is 125 years old, and we have the ambition for ICN to be 200 and 250 years old, it won't be any of us who will be celebrating in 125 years' time, but ICN to be alive, vibrant, and driving forward our nursing profession will require us to have strong, robust, national nursing associations. And when I look at our national nursing associations, I know you see as well, just the richness and the diversity of the support that they provide and the impact that they have. Our associations are advocates, representatives. They provide professional training and development, leadership, welfare support. They provide security in times of adversity and protection, as well as development for our profession, and are the voice that many policy leaders and politicians will go to when they need advice on nursing. I think our national nursing associations are some of the most undervalued elements of civil society. They're hugely important to the work of our societies right the way around the world. And then when you look at the types of associations that we have in membership, that we're privileged to have in membership of ICN, we see associations who have many staff, who have got communications experts, professional advisors, legal support, producing publications, running events. But I also see associations who are run by perhaps just some nurses who are doing volunteering and running an association from their living room in their spare time at the weekend. But whichever model you have, these are priceless resources to all of us. And what we thought we could do through this program is that if we brought together that expertise to share, to learn, to support each other, that the resource that we have within ICN, if we could share that and make that available to each other, it would only strengthen nurses and nursing around the world. If we could make all of the jewels in the ICN crown glitter, then we would all shine and would be a stronger vehicle to support nurses and health care. That was the vision of ODENNA, what we set out to achieve. But those things are easy to say, but they've only been possible to deliver thanks to support and hard work from many, many people. Johnson & Johnson and BD have seen the power and the potential for national nursing associations for many years. Without their passion, without their commitment, without their support, this simply would not have been possible, and we thank them hugely. And we'll hear some more from both J&J and BD later on as well. But you know what we also saw once we started to put together our 23 national nursing associations from the Africa region with the 11 mentor organizations as well. That's when we saw the magic start to happen, the conversations, the discussions, the sharing. At Congress, I saw African associations and mentor associations stand up and talk proudly about what they had achieved together. The mentor organizations would often say, you know, we're learning as much and sometimes more than that which we are sharing as well. It's a development program, yes, to support nursing associations in Africa, but I see its impact in supporting the growth and development of those associations who step forward as mentors as well. Thanks as well to the huge amount of work that Jody has led, that our trainers have led, that all of our supporting staff have provided as well. I believe that we have, through ODENNA, unleashed the power that there is in nursing solidarity. And that is only but a positive thing to deliver change for nurses and everyone that they care for. These may be easy words for me to say, but Jody, you're now going to show us the reality of the impact of what ODENNA has delivered and how you and your team have brought the ODENNA vision to life. Jody, back to you.
Absolutely. Thank you, Howard. And thank you. Very exciting. And this is, I'm so excited to share some of the impact numbers and spotlight some of the teams and talk about this. So thank you. So as we begin this portion of the webinar, I want to take a moment to reflect on what ODENNA Africa has achieved. Over the past several years, this practicum has brought forward the priorities, challenges, and aspirations of 23 national nursing associations. And together they have achieved remarkable progress. ODENNA strengthens the organizational capacity of national nursing associations so they can grow, govern effectively, and lead meaningful change. Through this work, teams have strengthened their internal systems, elevated their national voice, and improved their ability to represent and support nurses across their countries. ODENNA is one of the signature programs within the ICN Leadership Center. The Leadership Center reflects ICN's commitment to supporting nursing leadership at every level, every stage of a nurse's career, from developing individual nurse leaders to strengthening the associations that represent them nationally. You're going to hear more about the Leadership Center later in this session. So ODENNA matters, as Howard has said, because national nursing associations matter. When associations have a clear governance and strong leadership and engaged members, it becomes a powerful voice for the profession. And when associations are strong, nurses are strong. And when nurses are strong, health systems improve. Through ODENNA Africa, we have seen this principle play out in real time, with stronger organizations helping to improve care, advance policy, and drive professional growth. ODENNA Africa officially launched in 2022 in both English and French. We had 94 participants who joined the practicum from 23 countries across the continent. You can see on the slide the map of where they all came from. Together, these teams developed 7 new strategic plans, several updated some existing strategic plans, and they implemented 14 change projects focused on governance, leadership, workforce development, digital systems, quality improvement, and public engagement. In addition to these organizational projects, we saw tremendous growth in the individual leadership of participants. Many launched additional initiatives, strengthening early career nurses, improving clinical practices, or leading new advocacy efforts. These individual leadership gains are a powerful part of ODENNA's impact and show how the program equips leaders to take action beyond their association projects. Many of the ODENNA Africa projects are still continuing today, and they're continuing to develop and expand. So let's talk about some of the projects. So across the 23 projects, there were many different themes, but there were 4 themes that we kind of identified that many associations worked on. But again, many of the associations worked across multiple themes. What we have listed here are just the ones that their primary focus was in. So for strategic planning and governance, Botswana, Eswatini, Cote d'Ivoire, Malawi, Nambia, Rwanda, Senegal, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Togo all took steps to strengthen their organizational foundations and develop national strategies. When it came to leadership, workforce, and professional development, we saw the Democratic Republic of the Congo, Seychelles, Somaliland, South Africa, Zambia, and Kenya all advance leadership skills that would strengthen their workforce and improve their workforce. Lots of digital transformation happened across many of the projects, but the focus of Ghana and Nigeria led in some digital advancements that were significant, from a workload assessment tool to nursing registration. And again, several other teams also incorporated digital workflows and new data processes. Quality, safety, and public engagement, Ethiopia, Uganda, Zimbabwe, the Gambia, and Liberia all work to improve clinical quality, enhance public visibility, and expanded community engagement. ICN will continue supporting the ODENNA Africa teams through ongoing alumni engagement and leadership development, even into this next phase. So ODENNA began in Africa, and the results are significant. Associations are now reporting they're feeling stronger and more confident and more active contributors to the national health discussion. Their work continues to influence care, policy, professional development, and the visibility of nurses across the continent. But let's look at some of the collective numbers that have been reported. So what you're seeing on the screen, these are estimated numbers that reflect early impacts that were reported by these associations, by our teams earlier this year. We know many of these figures have continued to grow as the projects continue to expand. So this is a high-level look at what some of the projects have been working on. So more than 12,450 healthcare workers and patients have directly benefited from the projects that have been created and are being delivered. There have been over 30 advocacy campaigns and 40 policy drafts, and 370 communication campaigns have been launched through these programs and these projects. Mental health and wellness initiatives reached over almost 16,000 people. And we have nurses and midwives who've also participated in trainings and other association engagements. In addition, all 23 associations completed an organizational assessment, which helped them identify strengths and set priorities for their growth. Again, these numbers represent just the beginning. As we mentioned, they continue to stay active and they're continuing to expand, and many, if not all of them, are still looking for additional partners and collaboration support, which will give you opportunity to participate in that if you have interest. So the next few slides are really just quick snapshots. So before we move into the two project spotlights, I want to take a moment to speak directly to the ODENNA Africa associations. I would truly love to give each of you your own spotlight. Each of you has a powerful story to tell, and the impact you are making is extraordinary. And while we can't share every project in detail today, we wanted to ensure your achievements were visible. So on the next several slides, you'll see a quick snapshot showing all the 23 associations and a highlight from the projects they are leading. For those of you in the audience who want to go deeper or find out more about these projects, there's a link in the chat where you can download a PDF which contains project titles, the focus areas, and some additional highlights of these teams. And if you'd like to connect with any of these associations for media interviews, collaborations, follow-up conversations, there's a link in the PDF to contact us, and we'll be happy to facilitate those introductions. Today, though, I will be spotlighting just two examples from the cohort. So our first spotlight is with Uganda Nurses and Midwives Union. So their project focused on improving care for mothers undergoing C-sections with the goal of reducing post-cesarean sepsis rates. With the mentorship from the Australian College of Nursing, the team conducted a deep review of 318 patient records. They carried out safety audits, strengthened evidence-based practices, and the list goes on. If I was to show you the full list of things that they did to get to these results, it's truly impressive. But as a result, 16 referral hospitals have adopted improved maternal care protocols. The association also strengthened its advocacy capacity and gained national recognition as a leader in maternal health reform. This project is a powerful example of how leadership development, data-driven decision-making, and strong mentorship can drive sustainable improvements in patient safety. Next, our second spotlight is the National Association of Nurses of Togo, one of our French-speaking teams. And apologies that I am not a French speaker, so I cannot say the name of your association in French. Well, I could, but it would not be pleasant for those of you who speak French. But this is one of our French-speaking teams. We're very proud of this team. They developed its very first strategic and operational plan, strengthening governance and establishing clear organizational direction. They launched public health campaigns that reached over 10,000 citizens. They modernized their internal processes, refreshed their national branding, and opened a new regional office in Grand Lome. This is a powerful example of how ODENNA provides the structure, tools, and focus for associations to prioritize these foundational work that sometimes might otherwise not receive dedicated time or resources. Togo's transformation demonstrates what becomes possible when clarity, strategy, and leadership come together. So I just shared two examples, and you saw on the previous slides all the other projects that are happening, but I did want to take some time to talk through and have you hear firsthand from one of our associations. So while these are two examples from an extraordinary cohort, every association demonstrated leadership, innovation, and deep commitment to advancing the nursing and improving health outcomes in their communities. So it's been an honor to work alongside of each of them and to share what this journey looked like from an association perspective. It's now my pleasure to welcome Professor Madeline Mukashiyama. I've practiced that. Hopefully I pronounced it correctly. But Madeline is the first VP for Rwanda Nurses and Midwife Union, and she served as the team lead. She's here to share her reflections about her experience in ODENNA, Africa. So Madeline, thank you for joining us, and I hand it over to you.
Thank you so much, Jody. Greetings, everyone. So my name is Madeleine Mkeshimana, and I'm a professor of nursing, and I'm a first vice president of Rwanda Nurses and Midwives Union. I'm so much pleased to have this opportunity to share the reflections and the success of ODENNA leadership program. You know, I have categorized these reflections into two categories. The first one is personal, and then the second one is about institution, and the third one is about appreciation. So when I was invited to join the ODENNA leadership training program by the union, the Rwanda Nurses Midwives Union, for me, because I have been leading the school as the dean, I thought I knew leadership. And I thought, okay, let me go and see what is happening. But when I joined, I was so amazed. And until today, I really appreciate the opportunity I had to join the training. Because personally, it opened my eyes. It really, you know, nurses, many nurses in my country, we are in the leadership positions, but were never been trained about leading. So we were never trained about leadership. So we just do leadership, but without being trained. So when I joined, we were acquainted with experts in leadership. We had amazing training team. And the content was amazing because it was practical. It was even experience, because some of them are speaking from experience. So personally, the ODENNA leadership training, to me, it opened my eyes. I became more responsible, accountable, innovative, and also made me to think more. For example, when I was the dean, I used to blame myself of something which didn't go well. But when they started to teach us about awareness of our strengths and weaknesses, I started to forgive myself, because someone was saying, you are a leader, but you are a human being. You have weaknesses, you have strengths. You should not forget about yourself. So I started to have more reflection, and I started, you know, to understand that though I was leading, but I needed more training. I needed more awareness, if I may say. Second, for me personally, they built confidence in me. For example, when they were teaching about elevator pitch, that's something that I still use, that I'm applying in my daily work. I never, you know, I was leading, but I never had that term of elevator pitch. So it was from ODENNA leadership training. So this is personal reflection, but also I'm speaking from the other team members, because I was not trained alone from Rwanda. We were a team of about 4 people. So I'm sure some were coming from practice at the hospitals, others were coming from academia like me, but we really benefited. And if they stand here, they can give their own personal testimonies, because everyone experienced individually the training, and we grew, and we had something new, innovative, accountable. So when I come to the institution, the ODENNA provided practical tools. ODENNA helped us to have something tangible. You know, we didn't have a strategic plan which was updated. We were using the old one. So when we came in, so that's something I like about ODENNA leadership training program. It's not only theory, it's practice. We sat down. They also provided some financial means. We could develop an updated 2024 to 2028 strategic plan with everything, strategies, goals, objectives, implementation plan. This is what we are using today in Rwanda Association. You know, it's called Rwanda Nurses Midwives Association. So we currently have the updated strategic plan 2024-2028 because of the ODENNA leadership training program. And it's something very good one. You know, the union could do the strategic plan, but they could hire the consultant before. But we were the ones, you know, that leadership, I mean, that ODENNA trainees team of 4 people, I was the lead, but we were leading the development of that strategic plan. We didn't need to hire the consultant. We did it ourselves from the training content, so we could apply what we are being trained. And also we could involve other people from the Rwanda Nurses Midwives Union. So this is about institution. They provide practical tools, also mentorship. We're exposed to mentors and also global leadership expertise, you know. So we also collaborate. Now we are in collaboration with different people from different countries because of ODENNA. Another thing very good from ODENNA leadership training, they do not train us and leave us like that. No, they offer support, they offer mentorship, they offer guidance. Like recently when Jody was contacting us to close the program, I was so much amazed about the document the ODENNA provided about what we have been doing as RNMU. So it's really a very good document that is going to guide our action, our activities, that is going to guide us because it shows our strengths, our weaknesses, where we are and where we want to go. That is something really tangible from this training. So my last point is just appreciation. And also a call to everyone, you never know that you do not know something until you are exposed to something new. So I could tell myself that I know leadership, I have been leading until I met this expert, until I met these amazed people talking from the experience, giving us the innovative tools, giving us advices and guidance. So I'm really grateful. This is appreciation for ODENNA team, entire one. I can't remember the names, but we have an amazing team. And also ICN, which made this possible. And my colleagues that we have met in ODENNA, and everyone who made this successful. Allow me to close by saying that you are really transforming the leadership in African associations, and I'm a living testimony of that because we have changed the match in our union after this ODENNA. For example, I can even tell you that using elevator pitch recently, like 2 weeks ago, I used the elevator pitch somewhere just to apply for a smaller grant. And I'm very sure that is going to be successful. So thank you so much. And I believe that you will be blessed because of the good work you are doing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Madeline. I love hearing this. It gives me the chills and the goosebumps to hear, and I'm so thrilled that it was so impactful for you and others on your team. So thank you. Thank you very much. So let's move on to the next piece as we continue. I want to take a moment to highlight another element that has been central to the success of ODENNA Africa. It's the Nursing Association Mentorship Initiative, or as we refer to it as NAMI. NAMI was created to strengthen collaboration between national nursing associations by pairing emerging NNAs with more experienced associations that can provide guidance, practical advice, and technical expertise throughout the project journey. So these mentors act as thought partners and sounding boards, helping teams navigate challenges, strengthen organizational systems, and stay focused on achieving meaningful results. One of the most powerful outcomes we've seen is that these mentor relationships continue long after the formal program ends. They have become genuine relationship building experiences where teams stay connected, continue to learn from one another, and offer support well beyond their projects. This creates a stronger cross-network of association leaders who know each other, trust each other, and grow together. As we prepare for the next chapter of ODENNA, we are expanding the NAMI mentor pool, and it's a priority, and it will continue to play a vital role in supporting all the associations as they develop their leadership and organizational capacity. Today, we're pleased to hear from one of our NAMI mentors. I'm delighted to introduce Roxana Hainaciu from the Order of Nurses, Midwives, and Medical Assistants of Romania. She is the head of External Affairs and Communication and is speaking on behalf of President Mircea Timofti. The Romania team served as a mentor for the South Sudan Nurses and Midwives Association and continues to mentor additional ODENNA Africa teams. Roxana will share her reflections on their mentoring experience and the growth they witnessed throughout the practicum. Roxana, thank you for being with us today. The floor is yours.
Thank you, Jody, for giving me the floor and for your support and guidance through the program. Bear with me to start. I think I'm disabled by the host with my camera. Let's see if it works.
Cyril, are you able to help Roxana with her camera?
I'm on it.
Thank you.
Okay, right. I think I can speak also without a camera.
Yeah, it's okay.
Okay. So, dear Sir Catton, distinguished participants, allow me to start by conveying the greetings of Mr. Mircea Timofte, so the President of the Order of Nurses, Midwives, and Medical Assistants of Romania. We warmly commend ICN on launching its new chapter, ODENNA for Latin America. And thank you for this insightful session and for the work ahead. And while Romania remains fully committed to our colleagues in Africa, okay. And here I would briefly mention the mentorship program with South Sudan that we embarked on last year and that is coming to an end. And a new Romania-Kenya initiative this time that has recently started. So while we keep this on track, President Timofte expresses our strong support for the new direction of work. And Dr. Catton, I'll join your previous remark in saying that if global health is only as strong as its weakest link, then we firmly believe this also applies to the global nursing community. This is why we believe that ODENNA and initiatives like it are extremely important. And we deeply value the support that ICN and ODENNA program provide in strengthening nursing leadership and organizational capacity worldwide. When the ICN team first approached us to join the mentorship program with our colleagues in South Sudan, we couldn't help but ask ourselves, do we really qualify as mentors? And definitely the Romanian order is a strong and respected stakeholder at national level. The organization works closely with the government, with the Ministry of Health, with the Parliament, and other relevant authorities. Under the strong leadership of President and the board, the order has taken significant steps to improve regulations and practice. We also lead the European Nursing Council, and we host the Regional Health Development Center for Nursing and Midwifery under Southeastern European Health Network, a governmental initiative. We have also built partnership beyond Europe in Eastern Mediterranean, the Americas, and more recently in Asia, always aiming to strengthen our institutional capacity as well. Yet two concerns remain. First, the very different context in which we operate, from culture to geography to resources. And second, the perception that a mentor must somehow be omnipotent. I remember thinking, especially at the start of our work with colleagues in South Sudan, what exactly can we offer, what we should mentor on? But in reality, things are quite different. Because the turning point was a change in mindset. We are there to share, to exchange stories, skills, challenges, and how we each overcome them. Through this open dialogue, areas of support naturally surface. And very quickly, for example, with South Sudan, realized that the most important contribution we can make is simply being present. Any step, no matter how small, that helps strengthen the nursing profession is truly valuable. And our mentorship with South Sudan Nurses and Midwives Association has been a meaningful experience for us as well. Together, we worked on leadership development, well-being, and professional growth. We organized online leadership working group meetings and shared translated materials, including the leadership curricula, the regional meeting agendas, and our national project on professional values and soft skills. With a shift in the internal dynamics, our partners from South Sudan reached out, asking for a short well-being session for nurses, a simple yet powerful reminder of the core of nursing, to care even during crisis. As such, my colleagues, and big thanks to Adriana on this, designed a series of online well-being sessions focusing on mindfulness, emotional intelligence, and brief work, attended by up to 100 nurses. These moments foster connection, resilience, and hope. And the training was further carried on with successive sessions even after the end of the ODENNA program. Alongside this, we shared insight on CPD development, resource mobilization, and contributed to the special Africa session at the ICN Congress in Helsinki. What stands out most is how much we learn from each other. Mentorship in ODENNA, we believe, is never one-sided. It's truly a win-win partnership because it also helps us reflect, to refine our approaches, to understand even more deeply that there is no single model that we can copy. And each association, each country has its own context. And the diversity is exactly what makes ODENNA so strong. We have now begun a new partnership with Kenya, and we look forward with optimism. If our colleagues can find a single direction or one tool that it's useful within the foundation they already have, that's already a win for all of us. Through this bilateral interaction, we become a more connected global community. And I'm confident that even if the official mentorship with South Sudan ended, we will continue our warm partnership with Agnes and her team, and will definitely reconnect whenever new opportunities arise. As ODENNA expands to Latin America, we see the same mission unfolding of learning, of connection, and mutual support across continents. Under the ICN program, the lessons from Africa will now inspire new regions, new voices, and new leaders. And for Romania, being part of ODENNA has reinforced a core belief. Leadership development is about guiding and, more importantly, co-creating a model, step by step, in partnership. It has also shown us that even a single initiative, when rooted in empathy and shared purpose, can spark change that reaches far beyond any individual border. And we are proud to continue this journey and to celebrate with all of you the achievements, the friendship, and vision that make ODENNA such a remarkable force for nursing worldwide. Thank you.
Roxana and Madeline, thank you both so much for your hugely powerful testimonials about the change, the impact, the real difference that being part of ODENNA has made. I also was excited to hear both of you talked about the spark that had been ignited, the momentum that had been created, the relationships which have been forged, which we're continuing, are continuing. And from ICN, we're delighted and happy to hear that ODENNA will continue to live on through new projects, new relationships, and new initiatives as well. None of this, though, colleagues, would have been possible without the support of our sponsors. And we are hugely indebted to both the Johnson & Johnson Foundation and BD Becton Dickinson. And I want to introduce key leaders from both of those organizations to you to share a little bit more about the journey that they have been on with us. Firstly, to Johnson & Johnson, you will know that Johnson & Johnson have a long steadfast and committed history to supporting the nursing profession. But I would say this both about Johnson & Johnson Foundation and about BD, that they are more than funders. They are partners who have been on the journey with us, bringing with them their knowledge, their expertise, their advice, which I know has been invaluable to all of the participants of ODENNA. So without further ado, firstly, Anthony, it's really good to see you again. Anthony Gittow from the J&J Foundation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Howard, and nice to see you all. I think my first statement has actually been taken by our president. It's just to reiterate that J&J has been committed to nursing for more than 120 years. And the reason for this is that we believe that supporting and championing nurses has an outsized impact on delivery of health outcomes. And this is because nurses are the largest health workforce. They're at all levels of the health system, but most importantly, you'll find nurses are the ones that are running primary healthcare levels. And for us as J&J, under the care community and the Global Health Equity Organization, we look at how do we connect communities to care, and therefore nurses are a critical cadre in doing this. And that is the reason why J&J really supported the ODENNA program with ICN, because we believe that national nursing associations are key in providing continuous professional development for nurses, for championing nursing causes in the country. And therefore, if the associations are strong, if the associations do what they need to do, you definitely will have better supported and thriving nurses within the country. And the most important thing here is that that would lead to an improvement in the quality of nursing overall. And that will translate into better patient care and ultimately better treatment and patient outcomes. For us, the ODENNA program was critical because it really looked at building the associations from the ground up, with the associations doing it themselves. And therefore, whatever solutions were being developed were really customized and relatable to the situation that the associations faced. And when you look at the programs that the associations have worked on, you do see that these programs are actually really critical in moving that organization from the step they're in onto the next step. And if they continue that process, then we will get them to a point where they're really doing what they should for their members. I've seen this program actually support key leaders and the associations to be better at how they engage, at how they actually go out and strengthen their structures and deliver on programs for their associations. One key element that really excited us is the twinning and also the experience sharing between associations. So in the workshops, you'd have associations discuss together, coordinate, and this really led to very good sharing of experience, of knowledge, and best practices. And I believe that this was a critical piece in how the program was developed. The support by the mentors, as has been presented by the Romanian association, I think is also key, because then this shares best practice even from other regions. And I'm glad to hear that even the mentors are actually also experiencing a learning from the mentees. This program is one that we're really proud of, and we are happy to hear that it's going to continue. And we're even happy to hear that there's organic growth in terms of how associations are working together and working with their mentors. I have personally attended 2 of the workshops where the associations came together, and I just loved the energy. I loved the fact that everyone there was really focused on how they take this to the next level and how they take their associations to the next level for the better of nursing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Anthony. And I know as well that the participants loved having you there and part of the discussions and of the workshops. Colleagues, I'm now going to introduce you to the head of global nursing for BD, for Becton Dickinson, to Rachel Landry. But just before I ask Rachel to take the floor, I just wanted to share with you that just before the pandemic, I had a request from the BD office here in Switzerland as to whether I could go and meet with their team for International Nurses Day. And I must admit, at first I thought, oh, this is normally it's the National Nursing Associations who want messages and to talk to us about International Nurses Day. And I thought this is fantastic that BD are very aware of International Nurses Day. So I said yes, and I went over, and I didn't really know BD before, and I was really impressed. Firstly, the number of nurses who work for BD. I think as nurses, we often, perhaps sometimes, miss that many of our colleagues are working in other sectors, in other industries. But they had deliberately put on an event for International Nurses Day to talk about nursing, not just with the nurses in BD, but with the wider team. And we also had some discussions about the work that they were doing in terms of equipment and supplies that supported patient safety. And you know, they were telling me, I didn't need to tell them, about how critical nurses were to ensuring the safety of patients. So we immediately formed a bond and connection, and that has grown into a partnership which has resulted in BD's support for ODENNA in Africa. So Rachel, without further ado, over to you.
Thank you so much, Howard, and thanks everyone for being here. You're spot on, Howard. Nurses are the heartbeat of healthcare. And with that, we are really focused on elevating, empowering, and supporting nurses. It's wonderful to be with you all. As Howard mentioned, I'm Rachel Landry. I'm our global nurse leader as well as vice president of clinical transformation, and I'm honored to be here to speak on behalf of BD and our BD Foundation. We are very proud of our strong partnership with the International Council of Nurses and the BD Foundation, built on shared and deep commitment to supporting nursing and the nursing profession. Florence Nightingale said, "We should never be finished nurses. We must be learning at all times and growing." And we heard that today. We've seen that through the work of ODENNA since the launch, supporting 23 national nursing associations across Africa in strengthening leadership, advocating policy change, and advancing education. Your progress is truly inspiring. Today's webinar is a celebration. It celebrates your achievements and the impact you're making in your communities. Looking ahead, ICN, as was mentioned, will be expanding ODENNA to Latin America, and the BD Foundation will continue to support. We're so excited. Our goal remains clear. We're focused on building stronger, sustainable associations that lead policy change, support education, and advocate for fair workforce, and workforce development. At BD, we believe nurses make the difference. We believe nurses are the glue that pulls together the impact of healthcare. That's why we remain committed. We're committed to global collaboration, and we're committed to empowering nurses and empowering nursing leadership. As a fellow nurse, I'm thrilled to be with you here today. My hero is Florence Nightingale. And I did mention that we should never be finished nurses, but we also have to take action. And that's exactly what you all are doing, taking action. So on behalf of BD and our BD Foundation, thank you. Thank you to the ICN. Thank you to the mentors. Thank you to the partners. It's an honor to stand with you and to be with you in this important work. Thank you.
Rachel, thank you. And thank you also for the big announcement today that we're just so excited to be able to let everyone know, as you have done, that BD have committed further to the ODENNA program, which will enable us to take ODENNA to Latin America. I don't think it's fair that Africa have had ODENNA all to itself. Our ambition has always been to take it right the way around the world. But these are not easy times to find supporters for nursing programs, and in a way, it makes it even more special that, given the challenges that we face, that we see the commitment to BD to enable us to make this huge step to take ODENNA to Latin America. I want to acknowledge our previous board, led by our immediate past president, Dr. Pamela Cipriano, as well as our new board and our new president, Dr. Jose Luis Cobos Serrano, who is been hugely committed to this program as well. Those of you who know Dr. Jose Luis will know that the Latin America region is very close to his heart. And let's now hear directly from our ICN president, Dr. Jose Luis Serrano Cobos.
As you have here, ODENNA Africa has been a great success, and for this reason, we have decided to replicate the initiative in Latin America. Today, we are delighted to introduce the next chapter of ODENNA, ODENNA Latam. Bienvenidos a todas las enfermeras y asociaciones.
Welcome to all nurses and associations from Latin America, Central America, the Caribbean, who have joined this webinar for this very exciting launch of ODENNA Latam. They are following in the footsteps of their African colleagues because they wish to strengthen their association, empower their nurses, and make an impact on healthcare in their countries. The ICN is delighted to work with each and every one of you through the ODENNA program and through our Leadership Center in order to make this dream come true. This is a region which is rich in talent, and potential in the field of nursing. And just like in Africa, many national associations of nursing are ready to grow, but they need the appropriate support to be able to do so. ODENNA will provide this support, will offer mentoring, refined curricula that have been fine-tuned in a global network of peers. It will help Latin American NNAs to develop the organizational capacity that is needed to lead change in their countries and across the entire region. For this reason, ODENNA is so important to the nursing community, not just in Africa or in Latin America, but around the globe. Because when we strengthen one part of the world of nursing, we strengthen the whole world of nursing. When we invest in leadership, we invest in better health for everyone. And your participation reinforces the sustainability of the ICN itself. Because when our associations are strong, our global voice is strong as well.
Once again, I would like to thank BD and Johnson & Johnson for their belief in the work we are doing. Your support has been more than generous, has been transformative. Your investment in ODENNA is an investment in nurses. And when we invest in nurses, we invest in the health of communities, the strengthening of health systems, and the future of global care. Nurses at the backbone of healthcare. They are caregivers, advocates, educators, and leaders. But to lead ethically, they need a strong organization behind them. They need training, mentorship, and strategic support. That is what ODENNA provides, and your sponsorship makes it possible. You have not only supported a program, you have empowered a movement that uplifts nursing leadership, strengthens professional association, and drives sustainable change. On behalf of ICN, the ODENNA team, and every nurse whose life and leadership has been touched by this initiative, thank you. Thank you for believing in nurses. Thank you for standing with us, and thank you for helping us build a stronger, more united global nursing community. I'd also like to congratulate the 23 NNAs who took part in ODENNA Africa for their hard work and success. I'm excited to see what will happen in Latin America and the Caribbean as we build the strengthening of our NNAs there. We know you are ready to build on the foundation laid by your African peers, ready to grow your associations, amplify your voices, and lead sustainable change. ODENNA is a reminder of the importance of a stronger nursing leadership. And to lead ethically, we must be supported, we must be trained, we must be connected. ODENNA does exactly that. It builds the scaffolding that allow nursing leaders to rise. It strengthens the institutions that support them, and it creates a global community where mentorship, collaboration, and innovation can thrive. To our colleagues in Latin America, your journey is just beginning. We look forward to seeing you grow and thrive. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Howard, and thank you, Jose Luis, for those messages and for this announcement. It's very exciting, the next phase. So ODENNA Africa has created a strong foundation, and its work will continue through ongoing alumni engagement, continued leadership development, and the growing network the teams have already helped to build. And ODENNA Latam will build on those strengths. It will build on the momentum and the learning that we did through ODENNA Africa. The model remains practical and grounded in real-world results, but it will be adapted to the regional priorities and realities of Latin America. We are carrying forward the strongest components of ODENNA, the structured assessments, tailored project design, NAMI mentorship, coaching and consultant support, and a clear focus on leadership development and organizational strengthening. And we will continue shaping the program based on what we learned and continue to learn from the Africa cohort, including their insights, challenges, and achievements. In the next few minutes, I'll walk you through a high-level look at ODENNA Latam and share how we plan to deliver the program, support the participating associations, and guide the journey ahead. In Latam, NNAs will receive a personalized program that includes engaging online and in-person education, customized organizational development projects, coaching and consultant support, and peer learning and mentorship. One of the strongest lessons from the Africa cohort was the value of learning with and from other associations. Many teams built meaningful relationships across borders, exchanged strategies, and supported each other's growth. We will continue nurturing that kind of regional community in Latam, creating opportunities for associations to connect and learn together. ODENNA Latam is a long-term investment in nursing leadership, in the skills, confidence, and capability of national nursing associations and their leaders. As we build on the work started in Africa and bring ODENNA Latam to Latin America, we advance ICN's long-term goal of supporting strong and sustainable NNAs. This also reflects one of ICN's core commitments to offer leadership development in English, French, and Spanish, which I know has been a big request across many of the NNAs. The ODENNA model strengthens associations across 3 interconnected areas. Identify, assessments help NNAs clarify priorities and align their goals. Equip, we equip associations with essential tools, skills, knowledge, supported by coaching, consultant guidance, specialist sessions, and mentorship. And grow, as associations apply what they've learned, they improve governance, strengthen systems, and implement their projects successfully. These elements reinforce one another and create a supported developmental cycle. There will be 5 pathways that we will implement, and LATAM NNAs will work across all 5 of these key pathways that build strong organizations. They'll cover strategic planning and governance, financial sustainability, membership growth and engagement, advocacy and policy influence, capacity building and communications. Together, these pathways help associations create durable systems, stronger leadership, and improvements that last beyond the program. So how will we deliver this? So, as I said, there will be more to come in later sessions. So today is just a high-level overview, but this slide does tell you a little bit about the timeline that we're looking at. So ODENNA LATAM will be delivered through, as I mentioned, online and hybrid learning. There will be an in-person event component. There will be coaching, mentorship, subject matter experts, and online community for peer engagement. We will be using much of what we did in ODENNA Africa in also creating specialty trainings based on what those associations are requesting. As Madeline mentioned, we did a how to pitch and fundraise session, which was very helpful to a lot of the organizations. Those kind of trainings will be infused inside this LATAM program as well. This will be an application-based program. For those of you who are wondering how to become one of these ODENNA LATAM teams, it will be application. There are limited spaces available, and we will be holding an information session to announce all of those details next year when the applications open, and it will include all of the eligibility criteria. The practicum, as you can see, begins in April 2026, with project work continuing through mid-2027. We are also looking for additional mentors to support associations in this region and also in Africa. So ODENNA LATAM is here. We're excited to welcome you and tell you about it. We're also looking to welcome new sponsors, partners, and mentors. So if you would like to learn how you or your organization can participate, the QR code here on the screen and in the chat, you can scan that or go through the link. Let us know how you would like to engage, and we'll follow up with you directly. What made ODENNA Africa successful was that collective commitment, which has been stated by J&J and BD and those many on this call. The collective commitment of shared learning and shared progress. Together, we move from growth to impact, and we look forward to taking this next step with nursing leaders across Latin America. And finally, I do want to say one final thank you to BD and extend our sincere thanks for your continued support and belief in this work. Thank you for helping bring ODENNA LATAM to life. Thank you. Now, as you've heard throughout today's session, ODENNA is part of something bigger. And we've referenced the ICN Leadership Center a few times. This was announced earlier this year at Congress in Helsinki, and now we'd like to show you what that vision looks like. So we'll begin with a short video introducing the Leadership Center, followed, and then Howard will come back on, who will share more information about its purpose and what it means for ICN's global work.
It's great to see you here for this really special session.
This is the time where we are sharing with you this newly conceived Leadership Center,
a global hub designed to uplift,
to unite and to expand the impact of nursing leaderships around the world.
We are, through this centre, producing many, many pipelines.
LFC plays a key role in supporting our nurse leader members.
We are creating leaders that basically last for change.
LFC has trained thousands of nurses worldwide. It has laid that foundation for many leaders today.
The Global Nursing Leadership Institute is a policy leadership institute. The impact of this program has been incredible.
Nursing voice needs to be in the policy making table. If you don't have a seat at the table, bring your own chair.
One of the things that I learned was the identification of leadership skills.
The most important thing is to self-aware that we are nurse leaders.
The sum could be so much more powerful than just the parts.
We are a network. Leadership is foundational and it brings power to our profession.
Judy, back to you.
No, Cyril, to me, please.
Sorry.
You need to disable my video, please.
Okay. Sorry, just 1 second.
So colleagues, whilst you can survive without seeing my picture, I know that. But look, colleagues, our ambition, the ICN ambition for nursing leadership does not stop here. Our leadership centre, our new leadership centre, we see as a really significant vehicle to take forward further the strengthening and the development of nursing leadership right the way around the world. You know about our individual programs, about GNLI, about Leadership for Change. You have heard so much today about the power and the impact of ODENNA, of strengthening, of building, of growing our national nursing associations. But ODENNA isn't the only new ICN program that we've developed in the last 2 years. We have also developed a program specifically for nursing leadership and nursing leaders who are responding to crisis and conflicts around the world. Just 2 weeks ago, I was in Kiev in Ukraine with the first 24 Ukrainian nurse leaders who are on our new program to support and strengthen leadership in that country, to respond to crisis, to support each other during some of the most unimaginable circumstances that they are working in and having to deliver care in, but also to help them to prepare for the recovery, which will come, and the rebuilding of the country and their health systems. And whilst I was there, their ministry, we had meetings with their Ministry of Health, who said it's fantastic that we have this support for these 24 nurse leaders, but we have another 500 nurse leaders around the country that we would like to have this program with. And ICN is working to be able to deliver this new program for crisis leadership and response in not just Ukraine, but we'd like to take it to other crisis zones as well. And we see the potential to have nursing leadership programs for other health condition responses, non-communicable diseases, for example, public health, health prevention as well. So yes, we train and we develop individuals, we grow and we support national nursing associations, and we provide leadership development for responding to specific health conditions or circumstances in which healthcare is challenged. And I think you heard me say something in that video about the sum being so much greater than the parts. If we then bring together the individuals, with the associations, with the responses to specific health conditions, the sharing, the learning, the growth, the development, we can create a really powerful center for advancing nursing leadership in practice, in health systems, in policy as well. And we hope that many other partners will want to join with us on this exciting journey to really put nurses where they must and should be, at the center of healthcare leadership in every country around the world. That's our ambition through creating our leadership center. Colleagues, there is power in nursing leadership and solidarity. And we look forward to continuing this journey with you, because we know as well that the State of the World's Nursing Report, whilst it shows us that we have more chief nursing officers in many countries, the pipeline for new leaders, for the next generations, often is weak, fragile, or even fractured in some places as well. ICN takes incredibly seriously its responsibility to grow more pipelines, to help to mend those that are fractured, to widen those that are too narrow as well. So we live in some of the most challenging times, colleagues, but we also live in times of real opportunity and where we can make great advances when we come together and demonstrate our strength and our power through our solidarity. Look out for more news of our Leadership Centre over the coming weeks and months. And Jodie, I'm now going to hand back to you to close us out.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So as we kind of come into the end of the webinar, I want to thank you again, and thank all of our speakers and to everyone who shared their reflections today. As we close, I'd like to take a few minutes to reflect on what we've heard and what we are carrying forward. So today we celebrated the work of 23 national nursing associations from across Africa. We looked at their achievements, their leadership, their strategic plans, change projects, and the impact they're already making in their countries and communities. Once again, to each of you who participated in ODENNA Africa, thank you. Your work is inspiring and it continues to grow. We also heard from Madeline, representing the Rwandan Nurses and Midwives Union, who shared her reflections on the journey she and her team have traveled and the leadership growth they have experienced. And we heard from Roxana, who spoke about her team's experience as a NAMI mentor. And she reminded us how powerful these cross-association relationships can be. Their insights highlight the importance of mentorship, collaboration, and building connections that last far beyond the program itself. Today, we also introduced the next chapter of ODENNA Latam. We shared a first look at the model, the pathways, the learning experience, and the opportunity to build a strong new network of associations across Latin America. There is more to come, and we look forward to sharing additional details with you soon. Finally, you had the opportunity to learn just a little more about the ICN Leadership Center, our global home for leadership development. And as you saw, it brings together ICN's major leadership programs, ODENNA, the Global Nursing Leadership Institute, Leadership for Change, and our newest addition, the Nursing Leadership for Crisis Response and Recovery, which Howard just shared about. These are all integrated within the ICN's professional resources of our already existing publications, terminology, accreditations, and global communities. So together, these elements create a powerful ecosystem that supports nurses and national associations throughout their leadership journey. So if today's session has sparked some ideas, if you'd like to learn more about ODENNA Africa or ODENNA Latam, if you'd like to explore mentorship, any collaboration, if you're part of the media and you want to spotlight one of these teams, or if you're interested in partnership opportunities, please, we invite you to do one simple little step. On the screen and in the chat is a QR code or a link. So that again will let you fill out the information, tell us what you're interested in. So scan it, click on it. Our team will follow up directly with you based on your interests. So on behalf of International Council of Nurses, thank you for joining us today, for your commitment to strengthening nursing leadership, and for the work you continue to do in your associations, your communities, and in your countries. It has been an honor to be with you today. So thank you for being here and have a wonderful day.